In today's video, I am going to share with you a very easy rule on scrapbooking so you can try on your next layout. Hi, I'm Katie Taylor at scrappinkaty.com, where I show you how to preserve your family's memories through the art of scrapbooking. Here is a look at what I am planning on using for this layout. I have this one photo of our daughter, and it was at her school. They had Grinch and then Max. So cute. And so I took this from the school's Facebook page, and I just absolutely love this photo. Printed it 5x7. And because I have the reindeer days already on my table for my last two projects, I'm going to use that as well as some of the festive glimmer paper, using a technique that one of the artisan design team members did a week or so ago. And Stampin Up posted on their official Instagram with the mini alphabet dies and the foam sheets. So we're going to cut the title on that. I do have some shimmer trim from my stash. I'm also using the Reindeer Days Memories and More cards. This is for pocket scrapbooking, which I loved it, close to my heart. The only difference is that you get multiples. I've already used these for cards, so you get lots and lots of these. So I'm going to use some of those, again, just to make it easy. I've also pulled out just the die cuts from the, what is this? A Little Bit Festive. From the A Little Bit Festive. So these are just the die cuts. I'm planning on using some of these in there. And then, of course, I have the Reindeer Fun stamp set and the die cuts. I have a whole lot of extras. So instead of reinventing the wheel, I may actually use some of those on this project too. And as far as the cuts, they're going to come together really quickly. Like I said, if you are new around here, I usually try to do fast but cute. I don't have a whole lot of time, so the faster I can do things, the better. So I'm going to clear this off, get some things cut, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I've pulled out my die cut machine. I have cut a piece of the Granny Apple Green Glimmer Paper 3x6. And then I have one of our foam sheets. Because I want this the entire length, I'm going to trim this. And then I can use this portion at the bottom here. So how this works is you want to take off just one of the backings. And we're going to put that on the back of here. And this could work with any shape. Again, I'm just using the alphabet. And then let's trim this. Again, just one side. What I love about this mini alphabet is that it literally cuts the entire alphabet in one pass. Which, you know, a lot of us like to think, oh, I want to pick and choose my letters. Well, that's all nice and fine. But when you can do one pass and then just have all of these, it's so nice. And it's already accounted for the fact that we use more vowels. So your common letters, you've got doubles in there. And then, of course, your vowels, you've got doubles. So let me pull out my plates right quick. Okay, so we're going to have the die cut, the number 1 first. Then we're going to have a 2. You can tell it's already cut a whole lot. Then we're going to have this one. So I'm actually using one of the embossing ones, plate 4. It is a little bit thinner than plate 2. So once you get it going, it's really easy. I'm going to run it through a couple of times. Oh, can you see them? Aren't they cute? Okay, so let's put this up. So I'm going to wait until I am ready to put these on before I peel them away. But I'm just going to peel them away, and I'm going to treat them like a sticker, if you will. So we've got that. I have already cut my pieces. Now this is going, not that piece. This is going to be really easy because I'm using the 4/8 rule, which means you have a 4-inch piece of paper and an 8-inch piece of paper. And those are just going to go flush up together. So make sure your lights are going the right direction. And I'm going to use it on the left. But if you already know where this is going to go in your album, you might want to just consider that. And then I'm just going to have, let me do it this way. So I'm going to add that shimmer trim. Now I know the shimmer trim is red and our Glimmer Paper is Granny Apple Green. But I still think the two kind of glittery looks are going to be okay because at least you have the two. I want the pop of red. There's not a whole lot of red on this one. So I'm just going to kind of let that hang off. Actually, I'm going to do it on top of the light paper. And just, there's a tiny gap. It's one good thing about using shimmer trim or ribbon or a zip strip. After the fact, you can always kind of span those gaps that are caused by, sometimes our trimmers don't really trim that well. You can span that gap, kind of hide that imperfection. And then if you have shimmer trim, I usually like to keep some of this backing on there. It makes it a whole lot easier, so I just trim that off. And then let me trim this little piece off. Now, as far as my photo mat, I'm going with pecan pie. I'm just going to center this over here on the left. I'm just going to eyeball it. So that's going to be my bigger photo mat. And then I have the photo on some 3D foam tape. So I'm just going to put that right there for right now. And that's going to allow me to kind of play with the ephemera and anything else I want to add. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the Memories and More cards. I'm looking for ones that kind of play on the deer aspect of it. Now, I do have the die cut deer from here I can use. Or I'm also going to need journaling. Now, my title, I think, is going to go right here. But there's that one. So there's a journaling option. And I like the addition of the red. Those are cute. Presents. Very merry. I'm not sure I'm feeling that one. That one's cute. That one's cute. Pretty sure I would use this and cut the tree out, but I'm pretty sure I have some ephemera that has that or die cuts. So I may not waste that. Believe in magic. I like that, but I would have to draw my lines. Merry Christmas. Winter Blessings. Oh, I like that. Okay, so I'm going to leave those out for right now. The next thing I'm going to do is look through the ephemera. So I'm really liking the candy canes. I do like the tree. I think I like that one better. Not the ornaments. Stockings are cute. Looking for things that I can group together in little clusters, but that kind of match the theme here. You know, the last thing you want to do is just throw together some things. Okay, so now I need to decide on this. If I'm going to have a Christmas tree somewhere else, I don't want that one. I want lines. So I think I'm going to go with that. In fact, I think I'm going to go ahead and put my photo down. Because the way I usually do things is you can see that there's not any foam tape toward the edges. And so that will allow me to tuck things in behind. And I can always trim them. You know, you can trim things off. That's especially helpful if you only have one image and you want to kind of separate it. If it's going to be behind something, just trim it. Just cut it in half and then use half one place, and then you can use the other half the other place. So I think I'm going to go right there, part of it under there, but I don't think I want all of it. I think my title's going to go so stray star. I think my title's going to kind of go right here. I'm going to put some dimensional elements on that one. That's a given. So usually what I like to do is if I'm debating on things, sometimes it helps if you'll go ahead and do the things that you know is going to happen. So I know that this is going to have 3D foam tape on it, whether I use it for this project or a different one. It's just one of those things that's probably going to have 3D foam tape on it. I'm not going to trim that one in half yet. I do like this one, and that's just going to have 3D foam tape. Again, if something happens and I decide not to use it on this project, chances are it's going to have 3D foam or dimensions on a different project. So we're going to leave that right there. I have added 3D foam tape on the back of these stockings, and I'm just going to put those up here. Like so, and then I'll trim off the edges. Now I'm going to add this tree with the 3D foam tape, and then the sleigh kind of down here. And then I kind of forgot about these lights, so I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Don't know if I'm going to leave them off or I'll add them later. But let's go ahead and add my title. I am going to speed up the rest of this video. For the title, I just took my Take Your Pick tool. You can also use a paper piercer. And you just want to run your paper piercer or your Take Your Pick tool around the outside edges of the letter. And what that's going to do is that's going to further break the seal. You have to remember that this shimmer paper and then those adhesive sheets are pretty thick. The artisan design team member who did this, she did suggest removing the backing of the shimmer paper. I did not do that, but again, ran it through 4 or 5 times and then used my Take Your Pick tool. And that title is done. For the wreath, I did cut it in half. I tried to use that other half somewhere, again, because I don't like things that are just kind of thrown on there, but I just could not find a spot for that to fit. So I decided to take my crocodile and actually punch some little embellishments. I didn't have any in my stash, believe it or not, that matched the shimmer paper or the glimmer paper. So just by punching some holes and then removing that backing, I was able to use those. And then I ended up using some stickles on those stockings. It just adds that right amount of shimmer, again, playing along with the title and then that shimmer trim that I used. And then I'll pick that up here in just a second and show you those close-ups. I love the shimmer on the stockings as well as the title. And then, of course, that gold, I did end up adding a few stars from those ephemera packs as well. Here are some close-ups. Don't forget that I will leave everything linked down below. And then I would love to hear what you think about that 4/8 rule on your scrapbook layout. Remember that that 4-inch piece can go in any direction as well as the 8-inch piece. Have fun with it and see how easy your next scrapbook layout will be. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I hope y'all have a wonderful week.